guys, so for day 28 of Halloween nail designs, I am doing like a dewdrop spiderweb look. I saw Babe Nails on Instagram do this, and it was so pretty. I really loved how it looked, so I wanted to recreate it. I will say though, mine is a little bit of a fail, which I'll get into that later on. But to start off, I'm just taking the black from Ball Pit, painting all of the nails with this. I did 2 coats of this, and I cured each coat for 60 seconds. And this was the first fail for this set. I took the Nails by Dev matte top coat and applied this to all of the nails, cured it for 60 seconds. And with the Nails by Dev matte top coat, it is a wipe off top coat, so you do have to take some alcohol, wipe off that sticky layer, to get the matte effect and all of that. But the reason why this was a fail was because later on when I do the little dewdrops, I was supposed to do some chrome on them. And the Nails by Dev matte top coat is not one of those top coats that you can, do chrome over and it won't stick to. The chrome sticks so bad to it. I should have used the Ball Pit anti-chrome matte top coat, but for some reason I was like, I need to use matte top coat because I want the background to be matte. So I just grabbed the first matte top coat that I used, not thinking about the fact that I was going to be using chrome later on. And I used the Nails by Dev one because that's the one that I really like when it comes to a matte top coat. And there's no smudging or smearing with it. I knew I wasn't going to have any streaking on the background. So that's why I grabbed it and used it. I didn't think about it. Definitely should have used the Ball Pit one. And if I would have used the Ball Pit one, I would have had to wipe off the black polish with some alcohol to remove the sticky layer, because the Ball Pit anti-chrome matte top coat does leave some streaking on the nail, which I didn't want for the background. But like I said, that's an easy fix. You just wipe off the sticky layer and then you don't have that streaking anymore. But yeah, so fail number 1 was using the wrong matte top coat for this set. Now to do the spider webs, I'm using the Angel White liner gel from Ball Pit because it does cure without a sticky layer, and I wasn't going to be top coating over this at all. So I'm just taking what's this called? A liner brush. Why did that just like completely forgot what it was called? I don't know, this is either 12 or 15. I'm pretty sure this is a 15. It looks like my 15. Either way, 12 or 15 millimeter liner brush I like to use for spider webs. And I'm doing like a more realistic type of looking spider web where it's like the straight lines and they're kind of crisscrossy and zigzaggy. Not like the classic spider webs that you usually see for the Halloween season where it's all very like uniform and it's like those curved lines in between and all of that. I just kind of wanted to make it look like a real kind of spider web. I mean, that's what she did on hers as well, and I really like that. I've actually really been liking this kind of look for spider webs this year. I just kind of like how it looks a little more than, you know, the usual spider web. Although I do still do the usual spider web with the little curved lines in between and all of that, and how it's like symmetrical and evenly spaced and all that. But yeah, I don't know, just something about this type of spider web is really appealing, and like I really like how it looks. And each nail kind of had a different look to it. I did the spider web a little differently on each one. One of them I actually really kind of hate how I did it, so fail number 2 there. I think it's the ring nail. I don't like how I did that spider web. I was trying to do like a asymmetrical type of French on it, and it just, I didn't like how it looked, and I tried, I don't know, it, like I said, I didn't like how it ended up looking. I kept it though, because I'm like, maybe all together it will look fine, which it does, but at the same time, I'm like, I should have done that one differently. I shouldn't have done it the way that I did it, but that was how I did it. But after I got all the spider webs on, I did go ahead and cure for 60 seconds. Yeah, it's this one that I do the like asymmetrical French tip spider web on this nail. I think the way I went about it wasn't quite the right way I should have gone about it. But I also wasn't really thinking too hard when I was doing it. I was just like, oh, let me draw on the little web bits, and I don't know. It just didn't work out. I don't think I should have done that second curved line there. I think it needed to be done a little differently. I don't know. Like I said, it just didn't look as well, and to try and fix it, I was like, oh, maybe I can make it look like a spider web that was like partially knocked down and had like the little web pieces like blowing in the air. You'll see after I get it on. I'm not even gonna lie, like right here at this point, it's almost looking like a tribal type of design. Which was definitely not what I was going for. Like I said, I'm doing a spiderweb design, and it was not, yeah, it just was not working. I should have wiped this entire nail off and restarted, but I didn't. I just kept with it because, like I said, I was like, maybe once everything's all done, it'll be fine. And like I said, once I got this part done, I was like, it doesn't look right. Something needs to be added. So I was like, let me try and make it look like it was a spiderweb that had been knocked down, and some of the little stringy pieces. What even are like silk? Is it silk? I think it's silk. I don't know. The spider thread, whatever it's called. I tried to like create some little wispies coming off of it to make it look like, yeah, it had been knocked down, and now it's like floating in the wind or whatever, and it low-key kind of made it look worse, but like I said, I kept it. And fail number 3 came on this nail. I did a fine job staying in frame for that. But that one section there up at the top ended up being thicker than what I had wanted it to be. So I went in with a cleanup brush and some alcohol and tried to wipe it away, forgetting that I was using a liner gel, and the ball pit liner gel in particular, the white and the black. She has other colors too. I don't have those. I don't know how they work, but I know with the black and the white, they are a little difficult to clean off. It takes a little more work to get them off the nail because, as you can see, they kind of like smudge and smear around the entire nail before they fully come off. And I was trying to not wipe the entire web off the nail. I just wanted that one section off and to redo it, and I should have just wiped off the entire nail, started over, so I didn't have that, cloudy part up there, but here we are. I had that cloudy part. I didn't wipe it off. I left it. I'm like, I'll just cover it up with a spider charm. I have plenty of spider charms. I can use one of them, cover it up, and it'd be fine. So, yeah, just so you know, if you do have, or if you are thinking about getting the ball pit liner gels, they are really well. Like I said, I only have the black and the white one. I don't know about the other colors that she has. So for the black and the white one, I absolutely love them. I use the black one all the time. If you watch my videos, you know I use it all the time, especially whenever doing isolated chrome designs. Love it for isolated chrome designs. You can use the white one for isolated chrome designs as well. It just depends, how you want your chrome to look. Whether you use a white or a black base. But they are a little tricky to get off because they are super thick and super pigmented. They're like the silver metallic polish that I have, where you wipe it off and it spreads across the entire nail first before it comes off of the nail, actually. So you have to wipe it off a lot before it fully comes off, just because, like I said, it is super thick, super pigmented. It just kind of sticks. It does its job and it sticks where it needs to stick to, or where you want it to stick to, but it does its job really, really well. So when you do mess up, it is a little bit of a pain in the butt, but it is possible. You can get it off. You just have to put in a little extra work compared to if you were just wiping off some regular gel polish. Okay, so now for the little dewdrop parts. I'm using a rhinestone glue. I think I'm using the Nail Couture Squeeze Gummy Jelly. I think I just took a little bit of it, squeezed it out of my palette, and then took a dotting tool, dotted it on in some various little spots to create the dewdrops. And this is where fail number 4 came in, which goes hand in hand with fail number 1. Got the rhinestone glue on, cured it for 60 seconds, went in with the chrome powder that I was using, which is this really pretty iridescent chrome that I really love, that I thought would really help give that dewdrop look and really help those little drops to shine through. But like I said, because I used the wrong matte top coat, the chrome stuck to the entire base of the nail, and it was, you can kind of see here, it just, and when I dust it off, you can see it's stuck all to the background, and it's going everywhere, and it's just stuck. And I could have taken a cleanup brush and gone around all the little dots and cleaned up the background, but that was going to take a long time and be a little difficult because I did go pretty heavy with the little dots. So I just ended up wiping that nail completely off, ditching the idea of doing the chrome. And then fail, what are we at? Was that fail number 4 or fail number 5? Anyhow, fail number 5 or 6 or whatever it is, I was going to use little rhinestones, like little iridescent rhinestones, like the AB ones, to make even more little dewdrop looking dots on the nails. However, I did not have ones that were small enough for it. The ones that I were using were a little too big, and I didn't like how they looked on here with the way that I did the webs. I could have made it work if the webs were a little bit bigger, or the spacing between my lines was a little bigger probably. But the way that I did it, I didn't like how it looked. They weren't small enough. I needed some that were even smaller. I tried digging through to see if I could find something else that would work, and I didn't have anything small enough. So yeah, that didn't work. Like I said earlier, that one spot there that was all smudged, I'm just gonna take a spider charm, stick it on to cover it up. So that's what I did. Took some rhinestone glue, stuck that spider on. You can still kind of see a little bit of that cloudiness behind it, but for the most part it is covered up. The spider helps to distract from that, thankfully. Cured that on for 60 seconds, and yeah, just basically went through, did these little dots, which are really hard to see because they're clear, they blend in really well. They're going over the white, which makes it even harder to see. Some of them you can kind of see because they do overlap the black a little bit. They're easier to see in person when you're looking at them up close, but on camera or from a distance, you really can't see them. This set just did not come out the way that I wanted it to come out. It's alright, but it definitely could have been better if I wouldn't have made all those silly little mistakes that I did. So yeah, it turned out alright in the end. I'm not gonna lie. It is cute. And it's spider webs. Even without the dewdrops, it's spider webs. It fits in with Halloween. It works. I just do wish it would have been that really pretty dewdrop looking spider webs. And this is the finished result. Like I said, it kind of is a little bit of a fail, but it's also not really fully a fail because it is spiderwebs. Spiderwebs works for Halloween. But when it comes to like what I was actually trying to do, which was create like, you know, that magical looking, you know, dewdrop morning spiderweb look. So that's the fail part there. But I mean, it does kind of work because, like I said, you can kind of see the little drops. It's a little hard to see on camera. Like I said, you can definitely see them a lot better in person and up close. Far away on camera, it is a little difficult, but you know, I think it does get the point across, but it also could have been done a lot better. I'm also really not a huge fan of the spider charm on the nail, but like I said, I needed something to cover up that mistake that I made. So I mean, it works, it fits in, but I just feel like that wasn't the right spider charm to use because it's like super bright and shiny. It's that silver. It has the clear rhinestone on it. It kind of blends in a lot. I just needed like a contrasting color for it, which I didn't have. I had this one. I had a couple other ones, but I didn't feel like they worked well with it either, so I just went with this one. But overall, like I said, it works for Halloween. It's a cute Halloween set. And I'm not too upset with it because it is Halloween, but I am upset because it didn't turn out the way that I had originally wanted it to turn out. But that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it.